Hey guys, it's Camille here from Bedford Boot Camps. I hope you're all well. Today I just wanted to go through some foam rolling with you. With the lockdown, everything's shut, and that includes sports massage and physiotherapists. And if, like me, you're still training a lot, or on the opposite side, you're not doing a lot at all because the gyms are shut and you haven't kept up with your training lately, you can find that your muscles become tight in both circumstances. And what I wanted to show you is how to release that tension from your muscles and explain to you how the foam roller works in terms of preventing injury around the joint areas like your hips, your knees and around your ankle area. And also how it's going to help you to improve your performance and just keep your muscles flexible and not feeling tight. So the muscles are built up of lots and lots of muscle fibers. So if you can imagine each muscle having lots and lots of strings to make your muscle fiber up. So tiny muscle fibers creates one muscle, and surrounding that muscle is fascia. And that fascia is just kind of like a sheet that surrounds the muscle and it holds it all in place. And that can be found all around your body. And what we need to do is add some pressure and tension onto that fascia to separate any waste products that build up via overtraining or just being sedentary, like sitting at a desk all day. And we want to release that tension to make the muscle fibers more supple so that they can move around. The more your muscles can be stretched and flexible and be more mobile by releasing that tension and the waste products like lactic acid that gets built up in them, then the better we feel, the better we move. And again, the chances of injury are greatly reduced. So during lockdown, whether you're overtraining or training a lot, or whether you're just feeling just tight and just sedentary, then it's really important that we turn to a foam roller to keep us feeling healthy and moving about as much as possible and feeling great. So today I'm going to start off with the lower body because this is the area that we usually work the most, or the area that gets affected the most if we're sitting down all day at the desk and working at our computers. So I usually pick 3 muscles on the legs, which is going to be the calves, the IT band down the side of the thigh, and the quads. So we're going to focus on those muscle groups today, and we're going to pick 2 areas on each of those muscles to foam roll. So foam rolling can be quite painful, but you have to remember that the pain that we experience is not caused by foam rolling. The foam rolling is going to limit the pain in the future if you keep on with the foam rolling. So you need to foam roll as much as you can. So 3 times a week is great. And anything else is just going to be more of a benefit to you. Okay, so yeah, if you're feeling tight in the lower body, I'm hoping this workout is going to help you to loosen up and prevent any injury that can occur. So let's start off with the calf muscles. This is the foam roller, and you can use anything. So if you don't have a foam roller at home, I mean, these are pretty cheap to buy. You can get all different kinds of foam rollers. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. I like the smooth ones. But yeah, this is your foam roller. You could use anything. You could use tennis ball. Lots of people use tennis balls for MyoFacial Release, which is foam rolling, or people can use an actual rolling pin. But yeah, anything that kind of can apply pressure and roll along the muscle is okay to use. So let's start off with the calves. So it's important to remember that we're trying to find the painful spots where the muscle fibres have been broken down through training or broken down through sedentary lifestyles, and collected waste products in there that we need to kind of disseminate into and get rid of and disperse those waste products into the bloodstream so we can get rid of them, and therefore we get rid of the knots that build up in the muscle fibres, which will help them to move a lot more. So this is the calf muscle here, and we're going to focus on just going straight down the belly of the muscle to start off with. So on each leg I like to add a little bit more pressure. So once you've got the foam roller underneath the very bottom of the calf muscle, then you're going to cross your legs over and put the other one on top, and this just applies more pressure, and unfortunately it increases the pain. So if that is too painful for you, if you're new to foam rolling, then just leave that leg at the side while you do your calf muscle. So I'm going to come up and lift my glutes off the floor, keep my toes pointing up to the ceiling, and then when I'm ready I'm just going to roll forward straight down the middle of the belly of the muscle and try and find any soreness points that I want to focus on. And just roll up and down the first part of my calf muscle. So I'm going from my heel just to halfway up the belly of the muscle. And just keep rolling. And what you want to do is just keep rolling until that area just feels a lot more looser, a lot more warmer, and has almost no pain in that area. And then I'll stop. So you want to try and focus like a minute on that area, and then once you've done that, we're going to roll forward and now focus on the top part of the calf muscle. So this is where I get my knots in my calf muscles usually. So when I find a knot, I'm going to hold the pressure on. So I'm going to go from the middle to the top. So I found a pressure point there, which is quite sore, and I'm going to stay on that area just until I can feel the pain gradually go away. If I want to, I can wave around just by turning my hips and my feet to really try and disperse those waste products out of those muscle fibres, and just keep putting that pressure on that fascia that surrounds the muscle. And again, once I feel that the pain is almost gone, I can move up slightly, a little bit more. And what you'll find is if you do have knots in one area, they're usually all in one place. So you want to get rid of all those knots, which allows our muscles to work with full range of motion, and it's going to limit our risk of injury by giving us the correct posture. So I've got to the top now of my calf, and I just want to work back down again because I like to be thorough. So we're going to go down and find that first point, hold the pressure on for as long as I need to, and then just wave across that sore point until I feel a lot more comfortable. So again, spend a minute on each area. I'm going to move back, find another one. There's one right here. Wave across that point, or just hold the pressure on top. Spend as much time as you need to, and finish your roll. Good. So remember I said I was going to focus on two areas of each muscle. So that was along the middle and the belly of the calf. Now what I like to do is do the side of the calf as well, because I usually find that that area is much more tight than the belly. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to go up onto my calf, keeping my toes pointed upwards, but I'm going to turn sideways. So I'm going to point my toe off to the left, And this is going to allow me to roll down the side of the calf muscle, just in case I've missed anything by just going down the belly. So again, I'll come up, apply the pressure, and just turn my hips so that I can roll down the side of the muscle. So I'll just go from heel to middle, just gently rolling. Focus on it for about a minute. If you find any spots, just hold it on there, and again wave across the spots. Mine seem to be okay at the bottom. So I'll focus on the middle to the top of my knee now. So again to the side, come over, and I've got one sore point on that side of that calf there. So I'm going to stay on it. So I can stay and hold on it for about a minute. Keep breathing through, so keep relaxing the muscle to release the tension. And when I'm ready, I can just wave across. That's pretty sore, that point there. So I'm going to spend some time on that point there. And just wave across. So this is pretty much the same method that a sports massage physio would use on you to disperse all the waste products out of your muscles. Keep waving until you feel the pain slightly ease off. And then further up, so I found another one, which is just here. So I know I need to focus on my left side because I run every day and my Achilles does sometimes become tight on my left side. So if I can foam roll my calves and my IT and my quads on my left side, it helps with the pain that occurs sometimes on my Achilles. So what I'm going to do now is just finish off that roll, and I'm just going to roll up and down just to be a little bit more thorough all the way along the side of my calf. I'm going to start from my knee and I'm going to roll nice and smoothly from knee to ankle, and just make sure I've given the side of the calf a nice good roll. The more you do this, the frequency of how many times you foam roll a week, the less pain you'll feel when you're foam rolling. You get used to it. Remember, it's a good pain, it's doing a good thing. Okay, just need a couple more just on that side. And then I'll finish there. Okay, so that's one calf done. So after the video, I'm going to do my other leg on my calf. Let's move on to the next muscle on that left hand side. And it's going to be the IT band. This is the iliotibial band and it runs from the hip to the knee. So this is great if you experience any knee pain or any hip stiffness or pain when you're doing exercise, or just when you're performing everyday activities throughout your day. So again, because of that tightness in my Achilles when I run, I really sometimes get a little bit of annoying pain in my hip also on that left hand side when I run. So I'm going to focus on the IT band to try and get rid of that. We're going to go into a side plank position and just put that hip on the foam roller, my elbow down in the side plank, and make sure I'm in neutral alignment as I take the leg that's not being foam rolled over and across onto the floor. I can then lift up my leg, which is going to be foam rolled, and remember this toe of the foot that you're foam rolling needs to be turned over to the side, and I do that by just turning this hip over, and then I know I can get all the way down and along the IT band. So when you're ready, you're just going to roll up and try and find any trigger points, so any points that are quite sore and tight. So I found one there, so I'm going to stay on making sure and my tummy's nice and tight and I'm breathing through to relax and release the tension. So I stay on there, and then when I'm ready, remember you can wave around the muscle and just apply the pressure on and off. Try and disperse that pain and those waste products out of the muscle fibres and into the bloodstream so the body can get rid of them. And remember, when you train, you're breaking down the muscle, and sometimes when it repairs itself and builds back up, it can leave some scar tissue there. And that's pretty much what we're trying to get rid of. Any build-up of scar tissue that creates knots, any waste products of lactic acid. So this is great for recovery. Okay, so I'm going to keep rolling now and see if I can find any more. So I found another one that's quite close to that one. So remember, sometimes they collate in the same area. So just focus on as much as you can and spend a minute on each one. Just either waving or holding the pressure on top, or just rolling up and down on the area. So when you're ready, you can carry on and continue down into the kneecap, holding the pressure on any areas that feel sore. And then I'm just going to be thorough again and just roll all the way up the IT band, keeping nice and relaxed. So remember, I said I was going to split the muscle in two. So again, sometimes I like to get the side of the IT band as well, which is almost the quads, which is what we're going to focus on next. So with this roll, I'm just going to be thorough on my IT band and turn a little bit more towards the floor so I can get the side of the IT band. And just give that another little roll, making sure I go from hip to knee. All the way down, just working on the IT band. So I've got some right here, right by my kneecap. So I'm just going to apply the pressure, lift my leg up and hold on that area. Give it a little roll and a little wave. So remember, do this for a minute on each sore point until the pain disappears. So work on those IT bands as long as you can. Remember, the longer you can do your foam rolling, the better it is for your muscle. So now I'm going to show you the quads, and I'm going to do the quads one leg at a time, but usually I would do them both legs. It's just easier. So you get yourself into a plank position, and you're going to take the foam roller just onto and above the knee. The leg that's not being foam rolled can come off into your plank position, so down, and then just roll the foam roller down the front of the quad. I'm just trying to find those trigger points all the way up, so use the whole length of the muscle. So down the belly of the quads are not too bad for me, but I do know that the side where the quads meet the IT band is an area for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the foam roller back to my knee and then just turn to the side a little bit and work on the side, my second area. Work on the side of that quad and try and see if I can find any sore points. So at the top is not too bad, but down closer to the knee area, to the side, I can feel that, those points there. So I'm going to hold on and just keep rolling, applying that pressure, find another one, and just keep rolling on that area. So spend as much time as you can on each point. About a minute is okay. That's good. Okay, so I hope you found that helpful. And when you're ready, do the other side. And yeah, just keep foam rolling. I'll do another video for upper body soon. And yeah, so remember, if you're training a lot or you're not doing any sort of training at all, it's really important, especially with lockdown and the physios being closed. It's really important to get your foam rolling in to help prevent injury, to also help you perform better, and just to keep those muscles nice and loose. Thanks guys, see you.